Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you the story of the blockchain. Let's get started. But before we do that, if you want to learn more about topics like this, subscribe for more content. What is the blockchain? The term blockchain was coined in 1991 by Stuart Hyber and W. Scott Stornetta. They were looking for a way to create a digital chain of events that could end be tampered with. The result was the blockchain, a series of blocks that are linked together in chronological order. Each block contains data, in this case, a timestamp and a hash of the previous block. This makes it possible to verify the integrity of the data in each block, ensuring that it has not been altered or tampered with. In 2008, the first blockchain was created by an unknown person or group of people using the alias Satoshi Nakamoto. This blockchain was used to create the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Since then, blockchain has become one of the most popular topics in technology. Everyone from investors to government officials to business leaders are talking about it. But what exactly is blockchain? How does it work? And why should you care? Let me explain. Imagine a spreadsheet that is shared among many users. Every time there's an update to the spreadsheet, all of the users get a copy of the updated spreadsheet. Now, imagine that the spreadsheet is being used to track transactions. Every time a transaction occurs, it is added to the spreadsheet. All of the users are notified of the update. Now, imagine that the spreadsheet is being shared among multiple computers instead of just a few users. This is essentially how a blockchain works. A blockchain is a distributed database that is shared among multiple computers. The database is divided into blocks of data that are chained together. Each block contains a timestamp and a hash of the previous block. This makes it possible to verify the integrity of the data in each block, ensuring that it has not been altered or tampered with. In addition, because the data is shared among multiple computers, it is very difficult to corrupt or destroy the data. There are many benefits to using a blockchain. First, it is highly secure. As I mentioned before, it is very difficult to corrupt or destroy the data stored on a blockchain. This is because the data is spread across multiple computers, and each block is cryptographically secured. Second, it is transparent. All of the data stored on a blockchain is public and can be viewed by anyone. This makes it easy to track the history of a particular piece of data. Third, it is tamper-evident. Any changes made to the data in a blockchain are immediately apparent. This means that it is impossible to hide errors or fraudulent activity on a blockchain. Fourth, it is efficient. Because the data is stored in a distributed manner, it is very efficient to retrieve data from a blockchain. Fifth, it is decentralized. A blockchain is not controlled by any central authority. This makes it resistant to censorship and abuse. Now that you know some of the benefits of using a blockchain, let's take a look at the history of blockchain technology. As I mentioned earlier, the term blockchain was coined in 1991 by Stuart Hyber and Scott Stornetta. They were trying to find a way to create a digital chain of events that could end be tampered with. In 1998, a system called chainmail was developed by Nick Chabot. Chainmail was one of the earliest blockchain applications. It was a digital notary service that allowed two parties to exchange contracts without the need for a third party. In 2008, the first blockchain was created by someone using the alias Satoshi Nakamoto. This blockchain was used to create the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. In 2015, the Ethereum blockchain was created by Vitalik Buterin. Ethereum is a decentralized platform that allows developers to build applications on top of the blockchain. So that is a brief history of blockchain. Now, let me tell you the story of blockchain. Once upon a time, there was a computer scientist named Satoshi. Satoshi was brilliant, but he was also a bit of a rebel. He did not believe in banks or governments, and he thought that there had to be a better way to manage money. One day, Satoshi had a breakthrough, realized that he could create a digital currency that would not be controlled by any central authority. This currency would be based on cryptography, and it would be nearly impossible to counterfeit. Satoshi shared his idea with a few of his friends, and they decided to create this new currency together. They called it Bitcoin. The team worked hard to develop the Bitcoin protocol, and they were eventually successful. In 2009, the first Bitcoin transaction took place. Over the next few years, Bitcoin became more and more popular, and its value began to rise. But not everyone was happy about this. The government and the banking industry were worried about the implications of a decentralized digital currency. They tried to regulate Bitcoin, but it was no use. Bitcoin was growing in popularity and value. As Bitcoin grew in popularity, other people began to take notice. They saw the potential of the blockchain and began to develop their own applications for it. In 2014, for example, a programmer named Vitalik Buterin developed a new blockchain platform called Ethereum. Ethereum is a decentralized platform that allows developers to build applications on top of the blockchain. Since then, thousands of applications have been built on the Ethereum blockchain, including decentralized exchanges, marketplaces, and even casinos. Today, the blockchain is bigger than ever. There are hundreds of different blockchain platforms and applications, and the technology is constantly evolving. Who knows what the future will bring? Maybe one day the blockchain will be used to track voting results or medical records. Maybe it will be used to prevent fraud or counterfeiting. The possibilities are really endless. One thing is for sure though, the blockchain is here to stay. It is important to note that this is just one possible story of the blockchain. There are many other stories that could be told. For example, you could focus on the technical aspects of the blockchain or the political implications of this new technology. You could also write a story from the perspective of a government official or a banker. No matter how you slice it though, the blockchain is one of the most important developments in recent history. It has the potential to change the world as we know it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. You can also check out some of our other videos which are also about the blockchain. We have a playlist of videos that are perfect for beginners. So if you're not sure where to start, definitely check that out. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.